Alright, another garden video. I'm doing this because things have opened up a little more. I'm standing in the neighbor's yard right now, neighbor to the east of us, and videotaping here. And this is the woodland garden that borders our properties. Sprinkling a little bit again today. Kind of a bipolar weekend so far, Memorial Day weekend. Randy and her family are off camping. We had sun this morning, and now it's just sprinkling out. And yesterday was much the same. And the rhododendron here is starting to open. This one is always so pretty. And pine maple here. Got little seed pods coming in. And they're coming up on another rhododendron. An old bird nest. I trimmed the old leaves off in this one that got burnt last summer in that heat wave we had. And it's looking a lot better. A dry stream bed down there. And that's Oregon grape, which is in the holly family. It sort of redid this front, cleaned it up a bit. This front part, cleaned it up a bit and planted some stuff in here. And I trimmed back this juniper and yew, and tore up the old sidewalk here we had going up there. It was washing dirt down, and so we're gonna, where this wall is round, we're gonna go straight across with it down here where the cement is broken up. And then I gotta fill in around the blocks once it's done. I dug these rocks out of here. I'm gonna put those in a new rock garden. I gotta weed the walk. Peony's about ready to open. I got a pink lupin back there is opening, and a red hot poker is opening. Frankie broke one off the other day when she was in there weeding, which upset her. Poppies. Lots of columbine in this garden. Actually, all of our gardens, we have a lot of them. They reseed and come up, and we just transplant them around where there's a bare spot. We got another lupin. Lupine is the correct pronunciation of that. It's opening there. Oh, it's got some aphids on it, and I gotta clear out. This heather's finally getting done blooming. It's been blooming since December. An azalea. We got another one of a different color back there that likes the shade, so it's underneath this lace leaf maple, Japanese lace leaf maple. My allergies are clearing up. Excuse me, I got a bit of a frog in my throat today. There's another look at that is shaded azalea. This is full of crocus down here in early spring. And that's what those things that look like grass down there. It's actually the crocus. It's left. And look at those leaves and the lace leaf maple. Like I said, we've got to thin this out because we can't see through it in the traffic coming down the street. Our primroses just finished blooming, and they've been blooming since late last fall. Another peony there. I think Frankie's got 3 of them in this garden. She's got a couple others out in the other garden and some out back. White azalea. Foxglove opening. Frankie doesn't like foxglove in this garden. This one's come up as a volunteer. I've got several of them out back. And I can't remember the name of this thing here that's opens up in a ball. It's related. It's in the onion family anyway. The kids got those things for Frankie for Christmas one year. Grandkids. Little old man birdhouse. We have a lot of birdhouses around it, and the birds love them. I made most of them myself. Another azalea. Made a go around of Frankie's perennial bed here. This was the original garden. It was a lot smaller than that. It was basically just around that lace leaf maple back there. And then we extended it out here and then made this whole front yard garden. I haven't gotten any lawn to grow out here. The pink dogwood is starting to open, and it's going to be loaded with blossoms this year. And they'll last probably well into July, maybe into August, depending on how cool the temperatures are or how warm they are. Right now they're forecasting a cooler than normal summer after last year's hotter than normal. This is a barberry here. It's got a lot of new growth on it. In my rose garden, got a lot of buds on them. This thing was open last year. All these roses are open last year, but just budding now. And I've got 13 roses in there. This has got to fill out a little bit more. I've got a couple planters I've got to plant yet. This is a unique iris here. It's variegated leaves on it. Another columbine. Japanese bloodleaf maple. And it's really grown this year. Planter I planted last spring. Everything came back. Actually, it was like this all year round except for the blossoms on it. but the foliage stayed colorful all winter. Doesn't die off. Bleeding heart. I just planted that last year, just a tiny thing, and it's bloomed nicely this year. Planted a lot of different types of ferns in my woodland garden here. Walk I put in this fall. More ferns. A little stump back in there that I put a fern in. We plant for foliage colors a lot, not just flowers. Another columbine. We plant for the bees, the butterflies, and the hummingbirds. And we'll leave some of the seed pods on for other birds to eat, especially in the wintertime. There's a little shortage of food, although I have bird feeders out. That juniper there is a Alaskan weeping yellow cedar. This rhodea here has been transplanted twice, and they finally got it out here. And this year is the first year it's really done fairly well out here. It doesn't like transplanting that well, I guess. Another vine maple. They are very short. They get about 10 feet tall, but they're extremely colorful. And some dead stuff in there. It's going to fall off. This holly with some berries on it. The robins like the berries in the spring of the year. And the dry stream bed we put in. Like I said, it gets water in it in the wintertime, because I got the gutters feeding into it, 2 of them. Dug these ferns up over to Frankie's sister's house last year, from Linda's house. She's got them all over the place. And I planted them in here, and it's liking it. Another fern I bought, and I planted it. And this dry stream bed goes all the way down to the street. And it's some woodland garden, like I said. And this blue spruce here was supposed to be a dwarf, get to about 9 feet tall, but the nursery I bought it at apparently didn't know what they're talking about, because it's about 30 feet tall now. So I get most of the stuff at East Hill Nursery, but I didn't get this spruce there. Lupine blooming. We've got several lupine of different colors, and they're just starting to open. And this lilac I love. I like the variegation on it. A little bird bath I put in last year, and the birds like it. Another lupine blooming. I got stakes in here because we've got dahlias planted, and then I have to tie them up. I have to stake them up. Another lupine. And back there is a mock orange, and it's got flower buds on it, and it opens up. It's got very highly fragrant white flowers on it. And this azalea has really grown. We put this in a couple years ago, and it was only about a foot high, and it's up, oh gosh, probably 3.5 feet now, something like that. Like I said, we got a variety of colors in here, and just even with the foliage. Another view of my rose garden here. It smells so nice sitting out here in the summertime, and with the fragrance from the roses. I've got a couple of them don't have any fragrance at all, and a couple others that have mild fragrance, but I got them because I like the blossoms. But most of them are highly fragrant, like Double Delight and Perfume Delight, Mr. Lincoln, Chrysler Imperial, Falling in Love, Blue, Midnight Blue. They're all highly fragrant. And if the winters are mild here, sometimes I have blossoms until I prune them back in February. Lots of traffic on the street again today. Well, that about wraps it up. Again, from Kenton, Washington. Nice chatting with you folks again, and see you next time.